Okay, the number one question I get asked as a real estate broker here in Ontario is whether I should buy in 2026 or wait. Before we can talk about whether someone should buy in 2026 or not, there needs to be two things. Is there motivation? Why would you want to move? Moving is not easy. It's a pain in the ass. So unless there's sufficient motivation, you need more space, you need less space, you want to cut down your costs, you want to get rid of your mortgage, you want to move closer to the family, unless that motivation is there, it does not make sense to move in 2026. There also has to be availability. So is what you're looking for, are the features in the location within your budget? So if those three things don't exist, then it might not make sense to move in 2026. If those two things are there, if there's motivation and availability, then it comes down to affordability. So affordability comes down to the cash required for down payment and for closing, and then the monthly carrying costs of the real estate asset of your home. So the land transfer tax on a $900,000 property in Toronto is about $28,000. If you're a first-time home buyer, you get an $8,000 or so first-time home buyer rebate. And if you're buying your first home in an area outside of Toronto in Ontario, you're paying half the land transfer tax. So on that $900,000 property, you're paying about $14,000. And if you're a first-time buyer, you're getting a $4,000 reduction as a first-time home buyer incentive. Other closing costs include lawyer fees, which are anywhere from $1,500 to $2,000. And then the cost of moving your furniture or buying furniture. That is what you can expect on closing. So the affordability of a home in 2026 is actually better than it was at the peak in 2022, even though interest rates are higher in 2026. So let's break it down. $900,000 house would have had $65,000 as your down payment because you need 5% for the first $500 and then 10% for the next $400,000. So you've got a $65,000 down payment, and then the mortgage amount would be $835,000. So your monthly mortgage payment, even at a 2% interest rate back then, was about $3,500 a month. Your property taxes are about $525 a month. So your total cost, not including utilities, is about $4,065 per month from a house purchase at $900,000 in 2022. The same house with a market decrease of about 18% since the peak in 2026, the same house being purchased for $738,000 would be $48,000 down payment because your first $500,000 is 5%. Your remaining $238,000 is 10%. So you're $48,800 for your down payment, and you've got a mortgage of only $689,200. So that equals, even at a 4.5% interest rate, $3,830 per month for your mortgage, property taxes still being $525 a month. Your total monthly carrying cost for that property is $4,355 at 2026 prices and interest rates. However, as a buyer in 2026, you're not competing very much on properties. There are different categories of homes, and depending what you're looking for, we would have to take a look at that. But for the most part, you're not competing, so you don't have to drive up the price unnecessarily. You get to have inspection conditions, you get to have some due diligence, you get to actually take your time to make sure you're getting the right house and knowing what you're getting into in terms of repairs and maintenance. So compared to 2022, it's a much more affordable time to buy, and it's a much safer time to buy. You know, with homes, anything can go wrong and you want to know what you're getting into. And this market allows for buyers to know what they're getting into and to do it at an affordable price. So this is an overall general, not everybody's shopping in this price point. Not everybody's financial and motivation situations are the same. So to get specifics on what you're looking for or what you're hoping to do in 2026 or beyond, just reach out to me or reach out to my team, and we will make sure that we get a good understanding and get you going in the right direction.